Turn on our microphones and say hello to the world. And go to the. Oh, there's my phone being on. Turn the volume down. There we go. First try. Don't forget to like the stream. And then I can actually transition so that everyone can see my face. Hello, everyone. How are you doing, Mama?
I'm doing all right.
Get these set up. And also need to grab. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
I am having issues with my external hard drive, which is where my notes are. So I'm just grab a different notepad to hold things, but I do need to grab a couple of puzzles from Facebook real quick. So let me get over here to my professional page, get over into the messages. Sure, I mark out all the notifications in red. Alright, how many puzzles am I missing? It's 1, 2, and then I remember doing those two. It should just be these two. Alright, now grab these over to this window, and then should be ready to go. Alright. That's that. People can see me. Chip Sounder says hey. Hey, Chip Sounder. I totally didn't forget about Sudoku today, which is why I'm starting perfectly on time. Yeah, alright. I think that's all the things that are ready to go. So I just need to click. Well, actually, is there anything interesting and fun that you want to share, Mama? I don't think I do. Did you do anything fun since last time? I went to a board game event. That was fun.
Yeah, I
But other
totally
than that,
forgot about it until it was like I was on my way to bed. It's like, oh yeah, that was oh well.
hmm.
So did you win any raffles at it this time? Or did you participate?
Supposedly I won the final raffle. So
Sweet.
the board game event is called Extra Life. And um, different groups raise money playing board games, or more accurately, at the events. Generally, you play games, and oftentimes board games at the events that I've been to. But it's a charity event to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. So yeah. Let's see. For yeah, all right. Got those puzzles, so I can go back over here, and we can click the buttons to get it back to the one that I want it to be at. Back to there. But yeah. But I haven't heard from the organizers about actually winning the.
Oh, sweet. A week off work is always nice.
Nice. Yeah. Now, is it a good you got a week off of work, or a bad you got a week off of work?
Oh well,
Because
there could be some negatives.
yeah, because if like I don't know, there was the government shutdown in America, and so workers there getting a week off of work would be a bad thing. But if you definitely needed it, then that sounds like it's probably a good thing. So yeah. Anyway, With that, I am going to get ready to start Sudoku puzzles. So, move OBS out of the way, put that over there. And we are going to start with Disjointed Night by Chip Sounder. Excuse me. Disjointed Night by Chip Sounder. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9, once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box. The grid is covered in fog. Placing a correct digit will clear the surrounding cells of that digit. No bifurcation is necessary. Cells separated by a knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. Cells in the same relative position within a 3x3 box must not contain the same digit. Digits on a thin thermometer must never decrease. Digits on a thicker thermometer must rise from the bulb end. I'm going to assume, yeah, that this one's that means that this is a. Wait a second. The thin ones are slow. Is that what you said, Mama?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I was getting them backwards, and I heard you say something, but I was talking at the same time, which makes it very difficult to use my ears when I'm speaking. And Chip Sounder, the setter of the puzzle, confirms that the thin ones are slow thermometers. Cells separated by a black dot has one digit double the other, a 1:2 ratio, and cells separated by an X sum to 10. Alright, let's get started. Well, these are going to have to be 1, 2, 4, and 8, where 1 and 8 are not the middle. Because the only other option on a 2-to-1 ratio is 3 and 6, but they can't go to a third digit. And then 5, 7, and 9 don't work at all. Because 5 doubled is 10, 7 and 9 doubled is more than 10, which we can't even make 10 in the puzzle. And you can't have an odd number. And get a whole number.
Looks like the outsides both connect to thermos, so neither one could be a 1.
Well, these are the thin thermos.
Yes, but they still would not be able to.
1, 2.
1, 2.
So this should be a 4. And these are standard thermometers. Now these ones could be 3 6s. So since this has to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 7, and 9 are all removed, these could be a pair of 3s or a pair of 4s, but they can't be a 4.
Be 8. Because of the 2-8 pair in box 5.
Yeah. And then the other thing is that you can't have 4s because of the anti-9. So these are a pair of 3s, the 6s, because of the 2 8s. 3 and 7 makes 10. I have to have 1 and 2 here. This has to be 6 because of the 2-to-1 ratio. And you can't have an 8 before a 3. So this is a 2, a 2, and a 1. Well, 3, 4, 6, and 7. 4 and 6, 3, 7, and 7 and 3. Although I'm not sure why this couldn't be a 3. And this is another 7. So maybe what I should do is take off the conflict checker. Because there's no 3 or 7 in here to tell us that those can't be. Unless I'm missing something. But the 3, 6 here takes that out of that.
Well, on the other half of that, or the other end of in box 5, the 3 black crop keys is an 8.
Should put that there, yes. And this is going to be 8 or 9, 8 or 9. Alright, well, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 and 8 are in the box, so this one is not a 7 because the 7 above it, and it can't be a 5 because that's what the minimum of this one is. So this must be a 9. Take 9 out, and we have 1, 5, 7, and 3 left over. This one's not a 7.
Go to the left one. It's yeah.
Well, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 and 7 are not allowed, neither is 6 by anti-knight. And since this is in the same box, it's going to have to increase. It's just going to look like that. Alright, well, what's left over in this box? 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. These two are 9. This one is 8. Those I don't think are affected by anything. So that's not where I need to be puzzling. This isn't a 1 by anti-knight. So 6, 7, 8, 9. It sees a 6 in one of those two positions. So now what?
Row 4, column 7.
Row 4, column 7.
Cannot be a 9 because and that thermo continues in box 3.
9, 8. Well, this is 3, 4, 6, 7. 7 here. Take 7 and 3 out.
That black Kropke has to be a 1 too.
Could be a 4.
No, a 1, 2 is all that's left.
In the row?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
8
because
comes
you got
out of
1,
those
2,
first
and
two.
1, 2. Yeah, 4, 5, 7.
And it can't be 2, 8.
Yep.
So it's going to be 1, 9. And the 3 and 5 and 7 are what's left in row 5. 4 comes out of that one also, yeah.
Well, 4 has to be one of these two, so 4. And then these are 4, 5, 7 triples. 5 and 7 are gone.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
The first one can't be a 4.
This is anti-knight. Okay, this sees 1 and 2, so this can't be anything smaller than 4. It's on an X, so it's not a 5, so this is going to be a 6, a 4, or a 3. What else?
In box 9, the bulb cannot be a 6 because in box 6 it sees the last 2 by Sudoku and Knight's Move. So then that eliminates a 6 possibility. That would have to then be a 7. And it can't be a 4 because it sees the only two possibilities for 4 in box 6.
Eight has to be one of these two. 9, one of these two.
Row 2, column 1 can't be a 9.
This is the 9
Sudoku.
over here. And this isn't an 8 for the same reason. Okay. Well, these three have to be 4, 5, 7, but this one sees those two. So this one isn't a 7. Three, 6, 4, 5, something. Well, you know what the rest of these are. 5, 8, 9. What were you going to say, Mama?
Well, okay, yeah, no, never mind. I sorted it out in my head. I realized what I was misthinking.
Alright. Well, this one can't be either of those two, so it has to be this one. So this isn't a 5. Okay, well, where are 9s in here? They're not in the middle row. But then it's not going to be an issue anywhere else. I guess you could have a 9 there. So, don't need to look there.
Who can okay. In box 3, the 2 has to be one of the top 2 on the left, right? So in box 1, 2 can now be placed.
Can 2 be placed in boxes 8 or 9? Alright, this one moves out that, this one moves out those, this one moves out those. Not really. Nothing reaches far enough to make any important information.
What about 1s? Because it's look at box 1. Okay, you'll get to it.
This one sees there. So then what does that mean for this box? Well, it just can't be one of those two.
And it can't be the row 3, column 6 because of knight's move with box 6.
Oh, right, the one right there. Well, the 2 1s here align with the 1s in here, so it can't be on the top row. Need something else. Four has to be one of these two, and 6 one of these three. If this is a 4, that's a 4. So if this was a 6, that would be a 6. But if this was a 6, you could have 6 as either of these two. And a 4 here would place a 4 there. And a 7 could be either of these positions. Alright, well, what about this row? 2, 3, and 8 are all gone. This one can't be a 1 by Sudoku. This one can't be a 1, excuse me, by Anti-Knight for both of those. And clearly a 7 isn't in the row. 9 isn't in box 3. And 9 isn't here. So 4, 5, 6, and a 1 makes a 9. So now we get 9 is one of those. Chip Sounder says, have I forgotten a rule? I probably have.
Knight's move. Oh, relative position.
Oh.
There's a 3 in cell 7, so that can be eliminated in box 7 from cell 7.
Where's, the 3 here. So this isn't a 3, so this isn't a 7. And that is why...
The fact checker, or the conflict checker.
Yeah, told us about those. So then this 8 here takes the 8 out of here, 9 and 8. This one's apparently a 7 and a 5.
Yeah, forgetting rules can really
It's not a 9 by Anti-Knight. And then the 8 in position 1 is there. So 7, 6, not a 6, not a 4, not a 7 because of the 7 in a row makes it 6 paired with 4. Not an 8 because of the 8 in position 9.
Yeah, leave the conflict checker off. That's one. It's a 1-3 pair for there in row 7 is what's left. In row 7, yeah.
So that gives us 1 3s like that. This one here is going to fix it. Ones have to be one of those two now. 6 here is going to take out 6s. 4. 6 here is going to place 7 and 3.
Yeah.
Well, from my understanding, the fog shouldn't, like, if there's a given digit in here, it doesn't cause any like any issues until that given digit is revealed. But I can leave it off. Sixes are removed from here. Fives are as
fives.
well. Sevens are gone from here, which means this one's 7. This one's not. 4-5 pair takes 4 and 6. A 3-6 pair means that these two, 4-5, 1-9, 2-3, and 6 are 7-8. 7 and 8 are gone from here. 4-5-6. 1,
Center
3,
digit has
9.
a 7 in
So
box 3.
8, 7. This can't be the one because of here. 5. No. But I'm not seeing a 3 in the rest of this because you've got a 3 here and a 3-6 pair there. So this has to be a 3. Those aren't. That's 1-9. Places 5 and 9. A 9
Row
here.
3
1
to
and
4
9.
has to be in box 1.
With it being, a disjointed subset, the conflict checker just doesn't give any information that we don't already have, which is the main reason that I like using it. Because then I just end up with, like, I don't know, something somewhere, like this 7 pointing at that, or this 4 pointing at that, and I'm just over here like, this 4-7, how do I fix those? It just makes it a little bit faster. But I can leave it off for this puzzle and the next one. I'll have to turn it back off because the puzzle's already loaded, but there's a 4 here, which makes this a 5, a 4, a 5, and a 6. 4 here. These two can't be 4s, nor can they be 5s, so that's 1 and 6. And also, if I accidentally put like a 6 in this box, now I don't have 2 6s. 3-5 leaves, 1 and 8?
2 or
No.
4? 2 and 4.
1. There's a 2 here.
Just 4.
4 there, 1 here. The Eric the Fruit Bat says, "Hello, Old Man Joe and Chip. Cool, Chip. You get to be here for your own puzzle." Yeah, Chip Sounder's been here for a lot of their
2
puzzles
and 5.
and a lot of other people's puzzles too. But how are you doing, Eric the Fruit Bat? Or the Eric the Fruit Bat? 2 here is going to place a 5 and a 2. This 3 gives us 5 and 3 and 5 down here. Doesn't fix this yet, but I'm sure there's a 3 in the middle of something. Or a 6.
Nope, but
I
there's
guess
not
not.
a 3 or 6 in the center, or a 4 or 7 in.
Yeah. But this 7 here is going to give us what we're looking for. What are these two? 1,
2 and
2, 2, 3 pair, and the 3 here is going to fix it. 9 and 7, I think. Yeah. This 7 here does it. Eric says that they're good. Chip has talked up the channel elsewhere. Nice. I appreciate the advertising. 6, 2, 5, 7, 9. 1 here. I don't see a 4, 8. This one has a 1, so that is fixed.
Row 9, column 5 is a 2.
And so this one must be a 5. 4, 8, and 6, I think, is missing. 4 and 8. There's a 6.
Can't be 6 because of anti-night.
Yep. 4, 8, 6. 4 there. 2s. 3. I need a 5, which has to go with these two. So this 2 and that 5. I need a 6, which is going to be on the right side, and an 8, which is going to be here, and we're done. Yeah. Alright. Got that puzzle out of the way, and let me save this in my notes. Puzzle sourced by or from setter.
Yeah, once we got the forgotten rule,
Yeah,
it really helped.
there we go. Alright, now, puzzle number 2 for today. It's going to be Quiet Squiggle by Chip Sounder. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Adjacent digits on a green line must differ by at least 5. Clues outside the grid sum the digits in the indicated diagonal. Digits may repeat. Digits on a thermometer must rise from the bulb end. And cells separated by a black dot are a 1:2 ratio. Cells separated by a white dot are consecutive, and cells separated by an X sum to 10. Cells separated by a V sum to 5, and no negative constraints. And Chip Sounder says, almost symmetrical this. And there's a lot of stuff here that is symmetric, the way the squiggle here with the German whisper line, thermos, the crocky dots and stuff. The only thing breaking this symmetry is the little killer clues for the 2 main diagonals. Well, I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the squiggles. Oh, Chip Sounder says the dots are offset. Oh yeah, the black croppy dot here is in the wrong spot.
Oh, for the
Green
symmetry.
and purple. And does that mean I know which way this one goes for green and purple? Call it orange and black until I know.
Well, we know that in box 6 or box 4, box 4, a 5 has to go on the thermo. Not that that's helpful, but it's just an observation.
Yeah. Doesn't have to go on the thermo in box 6, though. Does not seem like there's enough information to tell me which one is which. Although, let's assume for a second that green and black were the same. Actually, can they be different? Is really the question I want to ask. Because if they're different, then one is low and one is high. And maximizing that would be a 9 in here and a 24 in here. And 4 and a 9. And I'm just going to make life easier on myself with a calculator. 9 plus 4 plus 9 plus 24 is 46. I don't think they could both be low, though. If I add 9. Well, I couldn't add another 9. I could add an 8, though. So 54 is the maximum the diagonal could be. The positive diagonal could be. But yeah, but green and black definitely can't both be low. Because 9 plus 9 plus 3 plus 4 plus a 9 is only 34. Could they both be high? If I minimize it, 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus another 6 plus a 7 plus another 6 plus 7 plus 8 would be 55. So I think green and black have to be different. Plus 1 in the middle. Yeah, because that would be 6 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 plus 6 plus a 7 plus a 1. You get 56. So green and black have to be different, which means that black becomes purple and orange becomes green. Six plus 7 plus 8 plus 6 plus 1 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus and put a 9 in the middle, would be 43. Alright, but if I maximized everything, then that would be 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus a 9 plus a 4 plus an 8. Would be 12 more. But I couldn't put an 8 in the middle. Maybe it would just become a 7. But anyway. Although I couldn't also put a 4 in the middle. Oh, yes, I could. The 9's not going to force anything, but a 4 would break the 9. If I just want to consider the maximum in the middle, a 4 would pair with a 9, which would then pair with an 8, which is going to be 12. And in case I phrase that weirdly, a 4 here would force a 9 here. So the maximum here would be an 8. But I could also make this a 9, and then this becomes maximum 3. But 3 and 9 are still 12. Then that would be maximum 7? No, 6 would be the maximum here. So 18 max? In the middle, plus 24 plus 9. And now I'm 9 over. if I minimize them, 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 27. I have to make 15 in the middle, which is definitely possible. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, well, where all can I put 4 and 6? If I just mark 4's in green, then I know that this one couldn't be a 4, but either of those could. But neither of these could be 6. Hmm. Though I don't think there's anything forcing these to be one way or the other. Because I could still put 4 in any of these positions. And of course, I could also have gotten green and purple backwards, and green is the high digits and therefore has 6s, and purple is low and therefore has 4s. But I guess if I look at the 10s, neither can be 4 or 6. So they're 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. And on the side that has the black Kropke dot, you can't have 7 or 9. Which means if these were low digits, they could only be 2. Now, they both will be the same if green ends up being high digits. Ah, fudge. Did mess up the links. So there's the link to the first puzzle. And here's the one we're currently doing. Yeah, I don't even know why. I keep forgetting that sort of stuff. Well,
Okay, in box 4, if purple is low, then all 4 lows are given, and 5 would have to be in the bulb on the thermo.
yeah.
If purple is high, then there
And
has to be
this,
a high digit. There can only if purple is high, there can only be one high digit on the thermo. So 5. Either way, 5 is in row 6.
yeah. But this would have to be a high digit.
Yes.
Well, wait, no, it wouldn't. Because I can make this be 3 and 6. And then I can put 5 as the top digit,
Oh
and
yeah, that's
4 and
right.
3.
I missed that. Well, 3, 7, 1, 2 pair. 3. That would have to be 8, 9 pair. Ooh, that's a 7. So yeah, 1 or 2 and then 4. Darn. I missed that. The 3 and 3 and 6.
Mm.
I do know in row 7, 5 has to be one of the first 2 because it can't go in. Not that it's helpful, but
Not yet, but it might be helpful later. Because a 1 pairs with a 2, a 2 pairs with 1 or 4, 8 has to pair with 4, 3 pairs with 6. Either way, one, two, three, 1, 2, 3. The only thing that we know about row 7 is that this is a 5 and a not this pair. Because whatever this is here in box 9, if it's a 6, then we have a low digit over here for 5. If it's 1, 2, or 4, then it would be a high digit over here with this 5. The Eric the Fruit Bat says, doesn't 5 have to be in row 5 in box 5? No, because you can have 5 on these thermos. So it could still be one of these two. Because none of the values are there's not enough German whisper lines to force a 5 onto one of the thermo tips. Not yet. Or to force it off of the thermo tips more accurately. Because we can still put a 5 here and 2 low digits, making these both high digits. No, excuse me.
no.
These would be the high digits. Eric the Fruit Bat says the middle row can't be 3 of one color. Which is, if it did not have a 5, it would have to be 3 of the same color, which is very true, because there is already 2 of both green and purple. So that is sufficient to say that there must be a 5 on it then. I didn't think about it that far.
So now there does have to be a high digit in the thermotips. Because in box 4, 5 has to be in the bottom.
Right.
So it'd have to be followed up by a high digit, which puts the 5 in and followed up by a high digit in box.
And now you can't have a 5 in the middle because then it would be a low and a high. So this is a low digit. And it must be a 4. And so this becomes 3, 5. So, where can 4 in this box go? It can't go as either of those two because of the 4 here. That isn't a 4 because of its position on the German whisper line. You can't put a 4 here because you can't get a 9 here on the thermo. So 4 has to go in the bottom row. And it couldn't be here because then there would be a 5 here. I could go 4, 9, 8, 4, 9, something, an 8, and a 2.
No, because 8 would go opposite 4 on the thermo, or on the Kropke.
Right. So if this was a 4, that would be a 9, that would be an 8, but that would be a 4, and that would break. So this is, well, it's just simply that's not a 4. 4 is now one of these
So 8 has to be low. Yes, because the only way... Oh, no, because... Okay, never mind.
It just meant that 4 couldn't be one of
8.
these. Yeah.
Well, because you were saying that 4 had to be on the bottom, but no, it can still be opposite the 8.
If this was a high digit, 6, 7, 8, 9, couldn't be a 6. And it couldn't be an 8. It would have to be 7 or 9. But since neither of these can be 6, six, 7, 8, 9. I mean, green can still be low. But if these were low digits, you would have to have a 5 here. No, because I can still make that a 6 if these 3 are low. My brain's still doing annoying things. Well, these two are going to have to be high digits, because I've already got 3 low digits here. two low digits here, which is going to pair with the green purple here to finish off the low digits. So these are 6, 7, 8, 9. And I've got a 1, 2 pair hidden in green and purple. If green was high digits,
Well, since in rows 4 and 6 in box 5,
yeah,
you have to have, well, actually just in row 4, you have to have a 1 or a 2 up there.
mm-hmm.
So the black Kropke cannot be a 1-2 pair.
Right.
That's going to put the... Nope, because one could be in the other. If it could be green in box 6.
Mm-hmm.
Or on the thermo bulb.
Yeah.
But 2 has nowhere to go on the right side of that black Kropke.
Right. Can't go to 1 or to 4 anymore. Where can I place 4s again? I know it can be none of those. And it can't be either of these two or this one. Can't be either of these two. Guess I should also highlight this. Can't be either of these or that one. Can't be either of those two. Can't be this one. And then it can't be those or here. Then that could be a 4, but none of those 3. And that's only if 4 is on the German Whisper. Or has these two, so it can't be that one. It could be any of those 3. Okay. Well, I learned that the middle digit here is a 4. What is the maximum that the diagonal can be? 4 plus, 3 plus 2 plus 9 plus 8 plus 7 plus the 4 that's in the middle. And it can't be a 3, so the maximum the low digit could be is a 2. But I could still have a 9 as the high digit, so I still have 6 degrees of freedom. which the most I can take out of the two ends would be 6. Oh. That would be enough to make it 42. Why am I struggling with this? Well, a 1 not being here means this isn't a 9. So now where is 4 in this box? It's not there, and it can't be either of those two or this one. So 4 is off the German whisper line here. That can't be a 4. There's no reason that those two can't be. Well, I have a 1 or a 2 over here, and a 1 or a 2 over here. If purple were low, it'd have to be 1, 2, 3. Because the 4 would be forced there. If purple was high, I don't think it has to be any particular combination.
Box 4, the bottom of the X can't be a 3 because that would make 4 high digits. The 3 purples plus 6.
Oh, and the red digit right here. Okay, yeah.
Took me way too long to notice that.
So now, if this was a low digit, it would have to be 1. Okay, then where would 3 be? So it would have to be here with the 5 here. And since that can't be a 3, this can't be a 6, it must be a 4. Okay. Well, 4 is one of those two then. Eric the Fruit Bat says 4, 5, 6 can't be in any colored cell in columns 2 and 8. Not sure how far that goes. So if that's true, then that would be these three would have to be 4, 5, 6 along with those three. Now, this can't be 4 or 6, and neither can those two, and neither can this one, and same is true there. So these would be 4, 5, 6. We learned that this one isn't a 4, it's 5 or 6. And I think these are true for the same reasons. So yeah, so we get 4, 5, 6 going there. And this one isn't a 4. What about the row? Especially this one, since it's on the black property value. Well, this one couldn't be 4, 5, or 6. But these three all could be. Same with that one. So I don't think the row is as helpful. One, 3, 4. And 5. It's clearly not 4.
Well, if green is low, 1 and 2 are gone.
Yeah.
If purple is low, 1, 2, and 3 are all gone. So it can't be 1 or 2 on the bulb.
So that would be 3 or 5.
And if the bulb is 3, it's followed by 5. If the bulb is 5, it's followed by 6.
Yeah. Hmm. 3, 4, 5 are all gone from here. Can't be a 6. 7, 8, and 9 are all possible. No, can't be 2 or 8 because of the 2, 8 pair here. So 1 has to be one of these two. Which means that 2, 1, 3, 4, and 5. 2 has to be over here, so it can't be a 6. Not that they could be 6s anyway.
And the 2 comes out of the purple, and purple is now high. At least on the bottom one.
And we know that the green and purples had to be aligned, because if this was all low digits...
Oh, right.
I mean, even
Then
if they could all 9 be 4, that would be 36.
Right.
Can row 4 and 8, excuse me, Chip Sounder says, can row 4, column 8, be a 5? I mean, that would make this a low digit. A 2, a
Well,
1.
blue is low. That's 1, 2, and or no, that's
You have 1 or 3 here. If this was a 5, 2 is gone. This one isn't a 4 because of that over there. That one could be a 4, but you've got, well, this one we don't know yet because this goes all the way up to 5. 2 and 4 are gone. 8.
well, no, because in row 4, column 6 is a low digit, and it's 1 or 3 to pair with the other 1 or 3. Row 4.
Right. So 5, 6. 6s are gone. And 6 is a high digit, so this must be a low digit. And the 3 over here means the 1 4 pair, making this a 3, making that a 1. 3 can't be paired with a 7. This can't be a 2, so this isn't an 8. And 1 doesn't pair with 4. And 1 doesn't pair with 1. So this is 2 or 6. It's 2 because it sees a 3. Chip Sounder says that was where to look because of the 4 in the row. It would have forced 4, 1, 2, 3s in a row. Can't be a 6 because of the 2 next to it. And this can't be a 6 because of the 6 in a row. So since none of those can be 6s, this one must be. This one's no longer a 6, so this one must be. Not a 1, not a 2, 7 or 9, because it can't be a 6, so we force these to both be 1s. Chip Sounder says that was before you colored all blue and red. Yeah. Four, not 2 or 4, because of those 2 right here. 6, 7, 8, 9. It can't be a 6 because of those 2, so 6 is gone. 8 because of the Sudoku. We've got 7, 8, 9. So 6 is one of those 3. 6, 7, 8, 9. Can't be an 8 or a 6 because of Sudoku. So we've got a 7, 9 pair. So this one can't be 6 and 5. It's not 3 or 4 because of the 3, 4 here. So this has to be 6 then. Because we know it's not any of these, and not here because of this, and not there because of that. 6 here. And then Chip Sounder says because box 4 had 3 green, and box 6 had 3 purple, it forced the contradiction. asking, so if this was a 5, that would be forced to be low. And then one of those two would be a 1, 2, 3. Although they could also be 4. Or no, that one could be a 4 because that had to be an 8. This is some black rock dot. And then this couldn't have a 4, so that would be a 1, 2, 3. So that would be a 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. But then I'd have to go back there to see the logic that I'm clearly missing. Nine. This is going to have to be 1 or 3. So you got a 4, 6 pair. This one's 7, 8, or 9. This one is 6, 7, 8, or 9. Four, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4. Middle can't be a 4, nor can it be a 2. This is the 2, and then the 3 over here. Seven, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4. Right, can't be a 4 because both of its neighbors are in the same box. 1, 3, 4. 7, 8, 9. So now we ask where can 6 go? One of those two. 7, 8, 9. They both see 6. Can't get 4. I feel like I'm missing something. The diagonal, the positive diagonal, goes between 39 and 47. So it's either I need to reduce it by 5 or I need to increase it by 3. I'll figure that out eventually. The Eric the Fruit Bat says minimize the 42 diagonal. That gives me 39. That would be a 9 up here. 5 would be 14. Another 7 is 21. And then 6, 7, and 8 is another 21. Wait, what? 6 plus 1 plus 4 plus 7 plus 24. And then the Eric the Fruit Bat says, oh, the 6. Yeah, because the 6 here means that this has 21. But yeah, 9 and 5 is 14, and a 7 is 21. But wait, if I made this 21, because 6, 7, and 8 is 21, that's 42, isn't it? Oh, but I'm calling this 9 for some reason. That could be 6, which would be 39. Derp. Yeah, it is a little small because of the killers, the little killers. So especially if you're watching on a phone. What is it that I still need to consider? Because I clearly need to consider something. This 51 looks interesting. 33 to 59. So that's still a pretty wide range. Where can 6s go? There's going to be a 6 here or there. Those 3, one of these 3. None of those. Okay. Okay, well, if this is a 1, 2, then this would be a 3. Otherwise, this is a 3, 6, and that includes a 3. So this can't be a 3 either way. One, 2, 3, 4, 6. Yeah, that's all of the options.
Row 7, box or column 4 can't be a 2 for the same reason the other one couldn't. Something else couldn't be the same reason it couldn't be a 3.
Right. Because if this didn't have a 2, you'd have 2 3s. There's a 6 here, paired with a 3, and if it doesn't have a 2, then it has a 3. So yeah, 1 or 4. Okay, well, I should probably start marking additional spots. But I'm not sure exactly where to look. Because, like, if I look in column 3, 4, 6, and 3 are all gone. We don't have an 8 in the top. So, we don't have a 5 in the bottom. So 8 has to be one of these two. So that removes 8 from this cell. Which means this couldn't be a 3. Because if it was a 3, that would be an 8-9 pair, but the 8 has to be over here. So this is a 1, that's a 2. Chip Sounder says, if the 4 in box 6 was purple, that puts 3 of each polarity in row 4. So if you put 5 in row 8, column 4, there are too many 1, 2, 3s in the row. Okay, I'll have to look back at that logic. No worries. But this one could not be a 1, and it can't be a 2 because of this. So this is a 3, 8, 9 pair, a 2 there, takes a 7 out. No, it doesn't. Why would I say that? 2, 2 and 9. 3's from here, places a 1, a 9, 1 is gone, 2 is gone, so 7 is now gone because 7 must be next to 1 and 2. 2, 3, and 8. 5 is gone. 5
Column
here.
3 has an 8 pair.
3, 7, 8 pair here. And place 9 and 6. 4 is blue, a 1, red 7, 8, but that's going to place a 1 up here. This is a 6, which is red. 7 here. No longer 7s. These two aren't 7s, so this one is. This one's not. 9, 2 and a 3 places a 1, 3, 4, 1, a 9, 8 and 7, 2, 5, 8, 6, not 8, 7, 6 is red, this is a 9, this is a 5,
Empty
this has
space
to be
in
a
box
3.
7, yeah. Which places 4, 7 pair in column.
Okay, so now we've got 6 plus 5 is 11, plus another 15 for 26. So I need to make
16.
Yeah.
Which is a pair of 8s or a 7, 9.
Darn it.
The 51, 18, 24, 32, 19 left.
Six, 1, 3, 8, 5. These two can't 2. This isn't 7 or 9. So 1, 2, 3. And it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We did see all of the things. So this is a 2. And a 7, 9 there. So this is a 5 and a 7. 4 and 7.
And now it needs 15.
So that's going to have to be 7 and 8 then. 9 here, and a 7 there. 8, 9, 8, 9. My blanket keeps falling off of me, which is upsetting, but I'll get over it. 6 and 4, 6 and 4. Red and blue.
Row 8 needs a 5 and 6, so those can be solved.
6, 5. There we go. First try. Alright, I'm missing 3, 4, and 9. This one, 4, 9 is there. 3, 9, 4. Blue and red. 5, 3. Blue and gray. Gives me a 5 here. 3 there. And then finally a red 8. There we go. That should not have taken an hour. My brain is fuzzy. Alright, well, the next puzzle... Wait, no, I don't think the next puzzle that I have queued up is, a fast puzzle.
A quickie.
Well, it should be speedy. But I think I'm going to say we do the last puzzle I have queued up, because it should be faster than the other one. Okay, so what we're going to do is the last puzzle we're going to try is called... Oh, I said I was going to go take a look at the previous logic. So, if I just duplicate this real quick, and I click restart, then these 3 were purple, and these 3 were green. Green and purple. And then we learn that these 2 have to be red, a 4 and a 3, 5. And
Something was a 4.
3, 4, 5, 7, 9, clearly all gone. You can't put 4 or 6 here based off of its positioning. And so a 3 would be a 6. 1, 2, 4. And in here, we can't have a 1, because this has to have a 1 or a 2 in it. So I can't take that out with a 1. So this is a 2, 8, or a 7. It's purple. We know we have a 5 here, and then it's going to place a 5 up here. Purple, green, and purple.
4 column 5 was something.
Purple. Okay. So the logic that was here was if the 4 in box 6 was purple, that means it had to be one of these two. Well, it couldn't be here, so that would be asking this one.
But it can't be 4 because there would be
This
2
couldn't be a
9s.
6. Yeah. You have 4 placed on the dot in box 4. Right, because a 2 doesn't pair with 1 or 4 over here, so 2 is gone. And then, so you're saying this was after we showed that this couldn't be a 3? Which, I don't remember how we showed that that couldn't be a 3.
Because if that was a 3, purple is high.
Right,
And
and I already
6
have
is the
3 high
4th.
digits.
Right.
Or 4 high digits. Okay, so this is a 4. So now, one of these two has to be a 4. It can't be this one, so this has to be the 4. Because if this was a 4, that would be a 6, which would be 2 1s, so that can't be.
Well, not to mention that the 4 would put two 9s in box 6.
Oh, that too. So then the question was, asking if this was a 5. Well, that would be 1, 2, so one of these two, one of those two, would be 1, 2s, and 3s. Hold on.
And if 5 is on the elbow, then
So this would be a low
that's
digit. And oh, well, green would have to be high digits, and purple low digits, and a red here. I think. Yeah, because this ended up not being a 5. I mean, this is purple regardless. If you make 4 green, go back to what I had. If I make 4 green, well, if this is, well, wait, no, because this would have to be purple. And since we know it would have to be low, then the 4s would end up being purple. So then this would be green. Did I have something more up here? Because I think ultimately the logic I ended up using was I had to have a 1 as one of these two. Now the bulb has to be higher than 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. If it wasn't a 5, it would be 1, 2, 3, or 4. It can't be a 4 because there's already a 4 in the row. And makes green low and purple high. If this is 5, then you'd have a purple here. So purple would be low and green high. Because the question was, can row 4, column 8 be 5? If the 4 in box 6 was purple, that puts 3 of each polarity in row 4. So if you put 5 in row 8, column 4, there are too many 1, 2s, and 3s. This would have to be 1, 2, and 3. And then you'd have red here. I mean, the contradiction would be that.
Well, and on the other side of that Kropke dot, the 4s repeat in the column. Box 9.
Yeah. So there's, yeah. I'm not seeing the too many 1, 2, 3s. Because that's the logic that Chip Sounder's trying to get me to. With the greens and purples. Because if I put a 5 here, I know this would have to be low. It'd have to be 1, 2, 3. But because of the counts here, I already have 3 greens and a red and a blue.
The 4 green.
Well, it would be blue. So, I mean, it would be making green blue. And then here, that would be a contradiction because I have too many blues in box 6. I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blues in row 4. But once I know this is a 4 and this is red, then I would just simply know that this is purple. Yeah, I mean, regardless, one of these two is purple. And I've got 3 greens. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe my brain's just not working in the right direction, because asking if this is a 5 just would immediately tell me that this ends up being purple. And when I follow through with that, then purple ends up being blue and green red. And then following through that to its conclusion, where I have an 8 and a 2, and then this has to be 1 or 3. But it would have to be a 1. And so a 2 here.
Well,
3,
and then that puts 1 or 3 on the X, which leads to 7 and 9, which you can't put on a black crop key.
Right. And Chip Sanders says, yeah, the 2s contradict in column 7. I remember now because of the dot. Yeah. But yeah, so that definitely should make it so that it has, yeah, puzzle solved there. All right. All right. I think I talked long enough that we got to the end of the thing. Chip Sounder says the 2 has to be in the bulb and on the dot simultaneously, and that breaks it. Yeah. Yeah, there's lots of ways that ends up breaking if we try and force this to be a 5. So, yeah. All right. That is going to be it for today. So, thank you for watching, Screen. Chip Sounder says, sorry about that. I'll try and make it clear. No problem. I'm tired, so like that could be part of the issue. And I don't know. I feel like it's more so that like I don't think you're being unclear. It's just that the question of like the 5 in row 4 column 8 more directly leads me to not getting the 4 1 2 3s that you were trying to get me to. Because as I work with the logic of putting the 5 there, I more quickly get to the point where I either put a 2 here, and since this has to be 2 8, that you can't have a 2 here, or if I put the 1 here, then on this side, this has to be 1 3, but it can't be because of the black rock you got here. And if I correctly put a 2 and an 8 here, then the 4 here would break. So, I'm not saying that that you're incorrect. Just that asking this question leads me down a different path more readily than the one that you're trying to push me in, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, with that, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. If you want to see more content on this channel, that is going to be Sudoku at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be tomorrow, Wednesday. And then next week, I think we go back to our usual Monday and Wednesday pattern. And then it'll be messed up again the following week. I just can't seem to get the Sudokus to be on a consistent day of the week. So make sure to ring the notification bell if you want to catch the streams on time. You get notified for when those are. If you'd like to see other content on this channel, that is going to be cooperative games on Saturdays at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. This Saturday, I will be playing Sanctum 2, a tower defense game where you get to participate in the defense as a first-person shooter. And then I promise I will be playing more of The Last of Us Part 1. I will likely do that this Thursday. I'll have some free time. And maybe this Friday as well, but I've got stuff that might get in the way of that. Outside of that, yeah, I'll try and stream more eventually sometime, maybe. But yeah, I guess I should actually move this over here. Chip Sounder says, thank you for the features and hope the rest of the night is fun. And also, I knew that there was an extra step, but I forgot it. Next one should be easier. Well,
hopefully you have
I
a
think.
good week
Say again.
away from work. Hopefully, Chip Hat Sounder has a good week away from work.
Yeah, enjoy your time off. It is definitely sometimes hard to find. So make sure to enjoy that. Yeah, I don't think the puzzle was as hard as I ended up making it. I think I just have fuzzy brain, and so it was taking longer than necessary to see the things. So, yeah, all right.
Yeah, we were definitely taking longer to see the things.
Yeah. But yeah, all right. We are at the end of the stream. I have said the spiel at the end. So with that, this is the final goodbye, the final Midwestern goodbye. Or what other versions of goodbye? I don't know. I know of it as the Midwestern goodbye, but it seems like a lot of people have trouble with the final exiting goodbye. But yeah, all right. I am muting now. Goodbye.